They destroyed 90% of Iran's missiles. They blocked the strait. They're strangling the economy. And Iran is still standing there, flashing two fingers like they won. How is that possible? And what does it mean for you, your gas prices, and the stability of the entire world right now? I'm James Merello. This is NPM News. And if you think the story is just about the Middle East, you need to keep watching. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hit subscribe and the bell. We cover the stories, the headlines skim over. Now let's get into it. Here's what we know. U.S. forces have hit Iran harder than almost any military campaign in modern memory. President Trump himself said it. They left the bridges standing. They left the power grid running. They spared Karg Island's oil infrastructure on purpose. A calculated, surgical campaign designed to cripple Iran's war machine without triggering a full economic collapse in the region. And yet, Iran is still at the table. Still threatening. Still refusing to fold. Bret Baier asked Trump the question everyone is thinking. Did you underestimate Iran's pain tolerance? Trump's answer was blunt. We can knock everything out in 2 days. But they chose not to. They're playing a longer game. Former Israeli Ambassador Michael Oren put it in terms that actually make sense. In the West, we think victory means destroying things. Factories, weapons, infrastructure. But in the Middle East, victory means surviving. It means crawling out of the rubble, standing up, and still being there. That's the lesson from Hamas in Gaza. That's the lesson from the Iranian regime right now. For the Ayatollahs, this isn't about winning a military battle. This is existential. If the regime falls, they don't just lose power, they lose their lives. Their own people would come for them, so they will absorb any amount of suffering, any amount, to stay in control. Now here's where it hits you directly. The World Bank just released numbers that should have been front page everywhere. If the Strait of Hormuz stays blocked, energy prices up 24%, commodity prices up 16%, fertilizer prices, the thing that determines how expensive your food is, up 31%. And that's even if the strait reopens soon. Iran knows this. This is the strategy. They believe they can outlast the economic pain longer than the rest of the world can. And historically, they have a point. Persian civilization has survived 2,500 years of war, conquest, and collapse. The regime is betting their survival on that same endurance. But here's the twist. Ambassador Oren argues the naval blockade is where the real leverage is, not airstrikes. When Iran can't pay its soldiers, when those soldiers can't feed their families, that's when you start to see cracks in the regime from the inside. That's the breaking point that matters. Trump compared this to Vietnam, Iraq, Korea, wars that lasted 7, 10, 19 years. He's been in this for 2.5 months. His message was clear. This isn't ending tomorrow. So where does this go? Oren called it 50-50 on whether more strikes are coming. Israel's IDF is on high alert right now. Israelis are filling bomb shelters with water and supplies tonight. The world is watching a slow-motion standoff between two very different kinds of pain tolerance. And the outcome will reshape the Middle East, reshape global energy, and hit every single one of us at the pump, at the grocery store, at the gas station. This is James Merello for NPM News. If this story matters to you, share it with someone who needs to understand what's actually happening right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Iran breaks? Or does this drag on for years? I want to hear from you. Subscribe, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.